Hello everybody and welcome back. Today we are going to be reviewing none other than the Court Purple Jordan 1. Now I know before I get into the review, a lot of you might be wondering, Keith, where's Teg? Isn't Teg here for your reviews usually? Well, actually I gave him the Pine Green Jordan 1s. I gave him one of the shoes, the right shoe I believe, and he just disappeared. I have no idea where he went. Hey guys, I'm in the sewer again. If you ask me why, I don't really know. Anyway, hopefully he's okay. Let's jump into the review for the Court Purple Jordan 1. Today I'm going to be reviewing the lime greens. To kick it off, like always, why don't we start with the outsole of the sneaker. So the outsole comes in the purple color, which is encompassed on the entire upper, that of which we're going to jump to right now. So starting it off, we have the midsole in an off-white color. I wouldn't call it a complete white. I would compare this off-white to the same off-white they used on the bread toes. If you guys have ever seen those pairs in hand, you can actually tell that the mid panel and also the midsole isn't a complete white, but rather it's an off-white color, and I think that adds a lot of character to the shoe. Not only that, but I think it makes the purple, or in the case of the bread toes, the red, stand out a lot more, and that's something I like about the shoe. This is white, and then there's also some green and also black. Moving towards the front of the sneaker, before you get to that purple toe box, we have that black mudguard that we see with the same color blocking on the bread toes, and we also see it on the black toes, and of course the pine green. Then of course right on top of that, like I mentioned, we have our purple toe box. To start off the review, the shoe has some green on it. The one thing I really dislike about this toe box is that, you know how Jordan 1s are perforated? Well, in this case, you could actually see some white material from the white mesh on the inside of it. I'm not really a big fan of this. I kind of wish I couldn't see it, but it's not that big of a deal when you're wearing the shoe on foot. But anyway, moving around the sneaker on the mid panel, of course, like I mentioned previously, we have that off-white color, and then right on top of that, we have a black swoosh. The black swoosh is not tumbled like you may see on the band ones or even the royal ones. And although the mid panel does look like it's tumbled, I'm really not going to believe that this is actually tumbled leather. I believe that they just stamped it. I don't think this is any incredible leather. To be fair, it's not bad leather at all. In fact, I would compare this leather to leather very similar to that of the bread toes, and if you guys could recall, the bread toe leather was very, very soft, but the thing to keep in mind is it's not really incredible leather. And I know, guys, it sounds very cliche, but the best leather out there is honestly on those shattered backboard Jordan 1s. But yeah, I'm not disappointed in the leather. I'm just kind of mad that a lot of people were hyping it up. So when I finally got it in hand, I saw that the leather was not actually tumbled, but it was just stamped on as a texture. Kind of pissed me off, but you know, it's okay. I still love this sneaker, don't get me wrong. With the quality out of the way, moving towards the back of the sneaker on the heel cup, it is covered in purple. Again, we have that same color blocking like we have on the bread toes. And then right on top of that, you have the tail of the swoosh that wraps around to the other side, the inside of the sneaker, where you have the swoosh again, of course, on all Jordan 1s. And then on the neck of the shoe, you do have that smooth black leather. One thing I found very interesting about this sneaker, I was expecting them to replicate the color blocking the same exact way as they did for the bread toes. However, there is one difference, and some people might not really think it's a big deal, but as a collector, I think it's a big deal. Not only that, but when you wear this shoe on feet, it's definitely more noticeable. And that, my friends, is the tag right on top of the tongue. The tag on the tongue is actually tonal. It's in purple. Then we have the writing in white. Normally, what they do on most Jordan 1s, at least, they have this in black, and then they have the writing in tonal. In those cases, it's not really too easy to notice that, but in this case, with the tonal background and the white writing, it really makes it pop. And, you know, I want people to see that Nike Air. I want people to know that this isn't an OG colorway, but yeah, I'm wearing an OG silhouette. I got that Nike swoosh on the side, no Jumpman on the back, and I got that Nike Air on the tongue. I like that, honestly, and if that makes me sound like a hypebeast, I'm sorry. Regarding the laces, they come with black laces. However, they give you the option to use tonal laces, those of which, of course, are purple. I've never really been a huge fan of including tonal laces, so I decided to keep mine black. Moving to the insole of the sneaker, unlike most Jordan 1s where the insole is in black, this insole is actually in white, and then you have the tonal Nike Air on the inside. Regarding sizing for the sneaker, if you're considering purchasing it, I always go true to size on Jordan 1s. They will still feel comfortable if you actually go down half a size. But another thing I wanted to mention is if you happen to go half a size up, although they're kind of going to be loose on you, since they are a high top sneaker, people might not really notice that they're loose on you, and honestly, that might be something you want to consider just because resale prices are always so high on the lower sizes on the Jordan 1s. So say you're a size 9.5, you might want to go for that 10, even if it's a little loose on you, just because you're saving a lot of money. Regarding my opinion on the sneaker, the shoe looks really cool. There's something about the purple on a Jordan 1 where I really just love it, and I didn't really start to love it until I filmed these on foot and I actually tried them on, and I realized, oh my goodness, with black pants, these things just look phenomenal. Not only that, but the off-white instead of the white, like I was mentioning earlier, it really makes the purple just look 100 times better. If I were to pick from the pine greens and the court purples, honestly, I would pick the pine greens just because I love green. I've loved those Celtic ones, but I wasn't able to cop those, unfortunately. Not only that, but there is the Jumpman on the back of those. I'm not a huge fan of that, like I just mentioned. So now being able to cop a pair of Jordan 1s with an OG silhouette in green, that's definitely something I love. And honestly, I love these court purples, don't get me wrong, but those pine greens are definitely my favorite. Let me know which ones you guys like down in the comments below. I'm interested to hear what you have to say. But with that, why don't we jump to the on-foot portion of the video. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Also, if you happen to be new, make sure you subscribe and turn on post notifications. Not for these little reviews, because I rarely do reviews. I actually upload how to cop guides, and I teach you guys how to get these shoes for retail without a bot. Because of course, nobody wants to pay resale. It's much better to be able to get this shoe for $160 compared to $300+ You don't want to have to do that. But with that, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
You see your shoe like a size 12 weapon. Get your foot off my foot. Ah.
Get your foot off my foot. Yeah.
Now I can't run and I can't walk. You hit me so hard I don't want to talk. Get your foot off my foot. Ah.
Get your foot off my foot. Yeah.
Why are you always in my way? Knocking me over every single day. Get your foot off my foot. Ah.